All right, hey everybody, welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and I just want to say thank you for joining us here today. Today we are talking about giving your website a quick makeover using one of our new presets called Winston. A lot of you guys are already talking in the chat, so let me say hi to everybody in the chat. Hey, Narlis and Jorgen, and it's great. It's good to have Cheryl back here hanging out with us. I know Narlis has a question and he's got to take off. So I will have to try to get that question in here really quick for him. But thanks everybody for joining. If this is your first time watching, definitely say hi. Let us know where you're from. Of course, love to all of our returning visitors as well. So you guys just say hi. And again, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. All right. So today we're going to be talking about giving your website a makeover with one of our new presets, Winston. And I'm going to work Narlis's question in here about the search bar as well. So let me just switch over here to this view right here. And the first thing we're going to do to get started is we are going to jump into customize visitor view. So you can access that a couple of different places. If you're on your dashboard, you can access it right here under website just by hitting customize website. Anywhere else on the account, you can hover over my Zenfolio right here and click Customize Website. That's actually my preferred route because you can take it anywhere you are in the account and you don't have to try to come back to the dashboard and click that. You can just hover over my Zenfolio and click Customize Website. All right, so we're going to be using the preset Winston. So we did release some new presets, and then we also did a refresh on some of the existing presets. If you guys hung out with us last week, we did a refresh using the Rosenfeld preset here. So today we are going to be using the Winston. So the first thing I'm going to do to give this site a refresh and to use this preset is just head down to the Site Preset button right here. So I'm going to click on Site Preset. And guys, if you are just starting out or if you've had your website for a while and you think it's time to maybe change it up just a little bit, then presets are a great place to start. Now, all of our presets have been, like I said, redesigned, so they're a great place to just start. Choose a preset that you like, and actually you should be able to go on and use your website as is from there, but you can definitely customize it further if you need to. I like to use presets as a place to start and then do some fine-tuning. So we're going to get to that Winston preset here, so let me just scroll over here. You should see 12 presets in your preset box here, and let me just find that Winston preset. Right here it is. So Winston, and it's a grid display preset right here. It's a darker preset. This preset's really good for people who have a kind of a minimalistic style. It's really good for those kinds of photographers and things like that. But anybody is welcome to use it. Anybody's welcome to use it. So what we're going to do is let me get myself out of the way so you guys can see all of the controls here. And what we're going to do is now that we've got that preset there showing, if you want to see a sample of the preset before you apply it to your website, you can actually click on View Sample right here. And that's going to open up a new tab, and it's going to take you to where you can check out these presets. So if you're going through and you see one you kind of like, but you really want to see what it looks like as a functioning website, you can always click that View Sample button right here. And that will open up a new tab and let you check out that preset. So if you look at the portfolio, you can kind of take a look and see what the galleries are going to look like and different things like that. You can take a look at the About page, see what some of these built-in pages are going to look like, different things like that. And then if you decide, hey, I like it, I think I'll start with that one, you can go back right here and then just click Apply. Now, applying a preset, as it says right here, is going to change everything about your entire website. So it's not just going to change your homepage, but it's also going to change your galleries, your built-in pages like the About page or the Client Access page. It's also going to change your custom pages. Your entire website is going to change it to match this preset. So we're going to go ahead and hit Continue. And it's going to apply that preset to the entire website here. And now, as you can see, it kind of looks like my images went away. That's because we switched from using a full screen background layout to using a grid layout. So the first thing I've got to do to customize this is get some content on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to Grid Content. and we can select what content we want to use to show on the home page. Now this can be a gallery, it can be a group, and it can even be a collection. So we're right there, we're going to go to grid options, and we're going to go right here to select. And then we need to choose what content we want to use. So I've got this portfolio group already here. And it's got all my different portfolio galleries in it. That might be a good one to use. So let me take a look at that and see how this one looks if I apply it. So if I click on that, what this is going to show is it's going to show the thumbnail to each gallery on my website here. So if I hit select, and let's change this. Well, let's leave it like it is for now. And we're going to go right here. Let me just get myself out of the way. We're going to go right down here and apply this. And now that should add a little bit of content to the homepage here. So you can see here, there's a little bit of content here. And the cool thing about using a group on a homepage with a grid is that it's actually displaying galleries here. And if I click on one of these galleries, it's going to take me right to that gallery. So it's almost like displaying kind of a preview of your portfolio on your homepage that somebody can then click on and actually go and preview that portfolio gallery. So that's kind of cool. It's something I like to use right there. But let's go back to the homepage here. Let's say maybe with this, we want to show a little bit more content. I don't have quite as many images here as I want. I'd rather have just a little bit more. Let me zoom this out a little bit too so you guys can see it a little bit better. I'd rather have a little bit more images than just these three and then these two at the bottom. What you can do is you can choose a gallery, or you can add more content to the group that you're using. I'm going to choose a gallery. So I'm going to go back up to grid content. And then I'm going to go back to select right here. And instead of using that entire portfolio group, what I'm going to do is actually, I think I have a gallery that I've created. Let me look in here really quick. So I've got a gallery right here in this web assets folder or group. And if I scroll down, I've got one that says homepage slideshow mixed, which means that it's containing a mixture of portrait and landscape orientated images. And then also the homepage slideshow horizontal is showing, that's going to contain all landscape orientated photos. So what I'm going to do is hit select right here. And then I'm still going to leave this grid style to be the squared grids for now. We're just going to apply that and take a look. And what you guys will notice right off the bat, there should be a lot more content on the homepage now. So there's a lot more images here because I am using the gallery versus that group. So now it's showing the images from the gallery instead of just the gallery thumbnails that were inside of that portfolio group. And Luis, I do apologize. I don't think YouTube will be able to do a live translation, and my Spanish is very bad at best. I know about enough to get myself in trouble, so I'm not going to attempt to do this in Spanish as well. I really wish that I could. Definitely something that we should probably look into further on down the line. So Luis, I do apologize for that. Okay, now as you guys can see right here, it's showing more content because we selected a gallery. Now, I like this. I like that it's got more content. I'm not a huge fan of the squared off grid because it can crop some of your images right here. So I'm not a big fan of the squared off grid. It can definitely work really good for some people, especially if you create images with that in mind, or you shoot in the 1:1 aspect ratio anyway, or you crop in that aspect ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change up my grid style just a little bit. So I'm going to go back to grid content up here. And then you can see we've got a couple of different grid options that we can use. So since I'm using the horizontal slideshow gallery that I created, I know that it has all landscape orientated photos. So what I'm going to do is choose grid B because that gives priority to landscape orientated images. And I'm going to click apply. And now you're going to see here that these images are not being cropped. They're not all little squares. And they're just going to kind of fit in this grid. Now we can change this up a little bit. For grids, I think that it looks a lot better when you have a mix of image orientations. I don't really like this right here, especially because these are not all the same size, and so it doesn't really fit in together right here. So let's say maybe I want to introduce some portrait-orientated images to kind of change up the look of this homepage a little bit here. What I'm going to do is go back to grid options one more time, and I'm going to change my gallery to use a gallery that has a mix of portrait-orientated images and landscape-orientated images. Now I'm going to leave grid B selected for now. Going to apply that there. And you guys can take a look and see what you think. It should change the way it looks. So now it's looking more like a collage style grid where they're kind of pieced in to fit. And I definitely like this style a little bit more. Again, you can leave the square grid if that aspect ratio works for you, or if you like that nice clean look of that uniform grid. It's definitely great for if you're doing minimalistic style stuff. That square grid really works great. For me personally, I like this mixed grid right here like this. Now, if you guys have any questions as I'm going along through this, definitely please feel free to throw those out in the chat. If you want to know how to change something, if you want to know why I did something a certain way, please definitely interact in the chat and definitely throw those questions out there as I'm going along, and I'll try to get those answered as I'm going so we can just kind of redesign this page or this website together. All right, so the next thing I'm looking at here is now I've kind of got the grid the way that I like it, but the distance between the images, if I wanted to change that up a little bit, maybe see what it looks like with a little bit more padding between the images, we can definitely do that. We can go up to grid content right here. And if you go to the grid options tab, right down here, there's two options. There's inner cell padding and there's spacing between cells. And if I take the spacing between cells and I bump it up to, let's just do something really drastic so you can see, let's do 20. You'll be able to see there's a huge difference. There'll be a lot of space in between these images. And you can kind of play with this number until you get something that you like. So obviously I think that's probably a little much. So let me go back down here and try maybe 10. And even 10 is probably going to be a little bit too much for what I like. Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad, but we can go with trying 5 out right here. So we'll just go back and we'll try 5. And let's take a look at that. All right, so I kind of like 5. I like that, just a little bit of space in between them, but not a whole lot. And again, I'm really happy with the way this grid is looking. Now, from here, let me jump into a question from the chat really quick about the search bar, and then we'll get back to doing some more customization because I know he had to take off at a certain time, so I want to make sure I get that question answered. So the question was, he said he had his search showing on the home page, so let me get that showing real quick. If I go to options, page elements, and then let's see, search field right here, if I set that to show, you're going to see that it's going to have a search option somewhere here, right here. So the search option is going to be right here. So it's showing on the home page. How do you get that on other pages? Well, the easiest way to do it is probably to use either your header or your footer. So for instance, if I go to, let's say I go to this client access page right here. And maybe on the client access page, I want to make sure that for whatever reason that search bar is showing. Or let's just go to a gallery. That makes more sense. Maybe on this gallery, I want to make sure that that search bar is showing. What I can do is I can go to the site header over here in the bottom, go to elements, set that search field to show, and I'm going to go ahead and show it as expanded and apply that. And then as long as the header menu is showing, which this is the header menu, that search bar is going to appear. If I don't want it to appear on this page, I could hide the header menu. I could go to page elements right here, set that header to hide, and then there's not going to be a menu up top, but it's also going to hide that search bar as well. Now, the other thing that you could do is, let's say maybe you don't really want to show it in the header, because you want to show your header on every page so that the navigation stays the same, but maybe some of the pages you do want to include a search bar on, you could use the footer. So if I go show page header, hit apply right here, And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the site header over here, right behind my head. And we're going to set that search field to hide on the site header. But let me get myself out of the way here. But then what we're going to do is on the footer down here, we're going to make sure the footer's showing, first of all, which it is. But you can go to show page footer. And then you can go right here to the site footer. Go to elements, and let's show that search field, and let's show it expanded right here, and hit apply. And that will show that right there, that search field right here. So you can click on this search field right here, and there it is down there in the header rather than in the footer. Or, I'm sorry, in the footer rather than the header. Let me turn that back off here really quick. So we're going to go there, turn it off in the header, and then we're going to go down to the footer. I think I clicked on the wrong thing, and set the search field to show, and show it as expanded, and apply that. And then that search field should be down here, right there. So that's what you can do right there. Use the header, use the footer. It depends on what you want, but hopefully that will get you what you want. All right, let me jump back here into some customization. So let's go back to the home page really quick. And Nancy says, I'm just wondering what template he is working with. I have Panoma or something like that, and it looks similar. Hey, Nancy, this is one of the new presets, actually, that we just put out. It's called Winston. So if you go to Site Preset right here, and I think I'll get there faster if I go backwards. Right here, it's number 8, Winston. Right there. And then I've just been doing a little bit of customizing to the preset, making some changes, showing you the different options that are there and things like that. All right, so we've changed up our grid style now. What are some other things that we want to change? Maybe we don't want the menu on the left side here. Maybe we want the menu on the right side over here. Well, you can change that if you go up to Options, and if you go to Layout Options right here, you can actually change your sidebar position to be right. Now, not only can you change the sidebar position, you can also change the width of the sidebar. So right now it's set to auto, but you could customize it to be at a specific width. So let's say you want it more narrow. You could go down to 200 pixels and hit apply right there. Now, not only is the bar on the right side, but you can also tell right here, it's a lot more narrow. It's got the display name kind of compressed together and things like that. I'm not a big fan of that compressed look, so I'm going to go back and just set it to auto right here. And personally, to be quite honest, I'm more of a fan of the left side navigation or top navigation. So I'm actually going to put this back, but I just wanted to show you guys that you can swap those sidebars over. And really quick, while we're right here at this point and we've done quite a bit of customizing, if you guys want to preview this as a full-size website and not try to look at it in customize view here, what you can do is go up to draft preview and hit that button. Opens up a new tab and lets you preview it actually as a working website without all that customized stuff around it. So you have a better idea of the size of things and the way things look. And then once you're finished, you just close that tab out and you stay right there in customize view. So let's go ahead and switch this back over to the left side navigation, just because I'm more of a fan of that. Actually, that was the wrong button. So sidebar position left. And while I'm here too, some other things you can do is you can change the orientation or the alignment of your menu and your logo right here. Also your welcome message and all that stuff. But let's go ahead and apply this and get that sidebar back over on the left. So last question, how can you tell what preset or theme you are currently using in case you want to see some other options, but then return it to that original look? So there's not really a way to tell what preset or theme. Well, you can tell what theme you're using, but not what preset you're using. Basically, you're just going to have to kind of look at your site and be like, okay, I'm looking at my site, and if I go to site preset here, I know that it looks probably closest to this one right here. That's really the only way to tell what preset you're using. Now, as far as what theme, the theme is your colors and all of that stuff and the fonts. You can tell what theme you're using if you go to theme right here it will be highlighted in blue right here. So the theme that you're currently using is highlighted in blue. The theme controls things like the colors and the fonts that are used on your site. All right, so let me get back out of this. So now we've done a little bit of updating to the home page. Maybe let's go into the theme just a little bit. Maybe I want to change up the maybe I want to change up this background color a little bit. Maybe I don't want it to be just quite that dark, maybe a little bit lighter. So what I'm going to do is work in Theme Designer, and you guys know how I work in Theme Designer. I definitely recommend opening it up in another tab, and I'll show you why. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to Themes right here. We're going to click Open in a new tab. That's going to basically open up Customize View in another tab. So if I click here, we've got two pages that look exactly the same. Now from here, what we're going to do on this new page is we're going to go to Themes, and we're going to click on Edit Theme right here. And this is going to allow us to change the color and the fonts. Now I've got Theme Designer opening in this tab, but if I click back over right here, I still have Customize View loaded in the other one. So all I've got to do is go to Theme Designer, make a couple of changes, do a save, go back to the other tab and refresh it, and I'll be able to see those changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lighten up this background color just a little bit. So I'm going to click on this right here. Over on the left, you're going to see background color right here. I'll click on this, and let's lighten it up just a little bit, something like that, just to where it kind of stands out from the header right there. So once I make that color change over here, what I'm going to do is just click Done. But this time, I'm not going to click Save because I don't want to save over this default theme because I might not like the changes that I made, and I really don't want to mess up the main default theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Save As, and I'm going to call this theme Allison's Custom Winston. Give it a theme so you recognize the name of it. Click Save. Now we're jumping back over to Customize View, that other tab, and I'm going to hit Command R on my keyboard, which is going to refresh the tab, and that new theme that I created will now be available. So if I go to Themes, now you can see right here's the default theme, and here is Allison's Custom right here. And if I click on that, the background color of this page should be just a tad bit lighter than it was before. If we set the page header to show, we might be able to tell. So let me just set that page header to show really quick. I can't really tell the difference, to be honest. Let me go back to Theme Designer and make it a little bit lighter. So back in Theme Designer here, we're going to click back on here, and this time I'm going to make the background color just a little bit lighter again. So let's go up to there, hit Done, and let's take a look and make sure that that looks good. And we're going to hit Save, because now we're doing this to that custom theme that we've created. So it's okay to save those changes back over that. Now let's go back here and refresh this, and this time hopefully this background color right here changes. And it's not changing. Am I using the right theme? Okay. So let's go and let's hide the footer. Or I'm sorry, hide the header. And one more time, you know what? I'm changing the style tab. Let me hop over here. So that's the thing I forgot to mention. These different tabs here can have different backgrounds. So if I click on the homepage background right here, you can see this is why that background wasn't changing. Because this theme or this preset is actually using a different colored background for the homepage than for the other main pages. So we need to go to the homepage tab. Click on that and change that color background here. So we're going to change that, lighten it up a little bit, hit Done, save it, and now this time when we go back to the Customize View here and I refresh this, now this background color is going to change. Okay, there we go. So this particular preset was using a different color on the homepage background than on the other page's background, the normal background. So now we've gotten this lightened up a little bit, and to be quite honest, I don't really like it. I kind of prefer the darker color, so that's why I didn't save over that default theme, is because now what I'm going to do is going to go back to the theme, and I'm just going to apply that Winston theme again and get it looking back to the way it was. So I much prefer this darker color here. Now, the next thing let's do is what we're going to do is we're going to travel into the gallery, and we're going to kind of change up the galleries a little bit and just do some small customization to the galleries. So if I click on portfolio right here, that's going to take us to a portfolio gallery. And this is actually the portfolio group right here. So this is a group page. So this is different galleries, and this is what the group page would look like. And I'm not a fan of the square images right here. It definitely works for minimalistic style people. I'm just not a big fan of the way it looks right here. So what you can do here is you can go to options, grid options right here, and you can change it to this if you want. Change the grid style up a little bit, see more of those images, and have it be more of a collage style grid like this right here. So that's one thing you can do. If you like the way this looks, we're on a group page. If you like the way this looks, what you can do is click Save as Default, and that's going to make that the default settings for all of your group pages. Now, the next thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to click on one of these galleries right here, and let's just take a look at the gallery setup. So actually, I really like the way that this gallery looks. I like how it's the smaller images kind of close in together like this. It's easy to scroll through. I really like the way that the gallery looks right here. So I'm not going to do a lot to it. There's some things that you can do it. You can change the colors. If you want to change the grid style in your gallery here, you can definitely do that. You can make these images a little bit larger if you want. Or you can make them a little bit smaller if you want to make them smaller as well. It just depends on what kind of look you're going for. Obviously, I made them really gigantic, and having them that big really kind of defeats the purpose of having a thumbnails gallery, in my opinion. So I'm going to just make them a little bit smaller. I'm going to go back down to, I think they were 200, and leave it at that. So now we got it back down to the way it was. I'm pretty much happy with the way that this gallery looks. I don't really want to change much here. So what I'm going to do is just click Save as Default and leave those at the default. All right. So really quick, let me just jump back to the home page. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open a new tab really quick and go to blackonyx.zenfolio.com. And this is what the homepage and the website looked like from last week when we applied the Rosenfeld preset. This is what it looked like here. So if I click on portfolio, you can see what the portfolio galleries and groups look like. Here's the groups right here. We'll just click on this. This is what a gallery looked like right here. So that's what it looked like from last week. And now this week, after we applied those presets, let me go ahead and just publish this. So again, that's something you guys need to keep in mind is anytime you make any changes, you'll need to publish those to make them go live. Now we've got those published. And so now here is what the website looks like. And yeah, we did some customizing, but really the entire look changed when we changed that preset. And we got a completely new and refreshed and modern look just by a few clicks of using that brand new preset, that brand new Winston preset. So now if I click on portfolio and go to portfolio right here, you can see that everything looks different. It's got this nice dark look. And the galleries are a little bit different, which I kind of prefer the way these galleries look myself. But guys, the new presets are awesome. The refresh presets of the current versions that were out there are great too. So if you're looking to quickly just give your site a new look, definitely start with a preset because it gives you so much power in just a few clicks and will help you change the way your entire site looks. All right, if you guys have any questions, anything you want me to go back over, or if you have any questions completely on a different subject, if you want to talk about selling, digital downloads, any kind of questions that you guys have, definitely get those in the chat so I can start answering those. What I'm going to do is take some email questions really quick, but if you guys have questions out there, definitely please throw those in the chat so I can get those answered for you as well. All right, so let me jump over here and grab an email question. All right, so the first email question says, what are the benefits of using a refreshed version of a preset that I already have? And if I want to use the refreshed version of an old preset, will I lose any customization I've made? So the biggest benefits to the refreshed versions of the preset is that they are all made to be mobile friendly, to really have a more fresh and modern look. So when you change over to one of the new or the refreshed presets, they should look just as beautiful on your desktop, or I'm sorry, just as beautiful on your mobile devices as they do on your desktop. There shouldn't be any text that's hidden or anything like that. Everything should look just as good as it does on the desktop version, and it should look a little bit modern. We changed some of the fonts. We made the fonts more consistent on the presets and things like that to make the presets much better right out of the gate. Now you can definitely customize those if you want, and do some fine tuning, but the presets should be good to go right out of the gate. Now as far as if you change to a new preset, yes, you will lose the customization that you did because you're basically changing your website. But what you can do is, let's go back in here really quick and I'll show you what you can do. If you go back in here, and so I just changed this and published it with this new preset, but let's say for some reason I might want to go back to the way the website looked like before. What I can do is I can come up here and I can click the restore button and I can say restore. And now it should revert back to the way it looked before all these changes were published. So now you can see it's went back to that other preset that I had, the Rosenveldt. And I believe it will bring any customization back that you did when you do that restore as well. All right, jumping back to the dashboard here really quick. Let me grab this question in the chat. All right, so Nancy says, if I have an older preset, will I need to move to the new preset at some point? I do not see my current preset available. So Nancy, if you've got an older preset and you're using it, you don't have to change over to these new ones. It's strictly if you want to. Personally, I would recommend definitely checking a few of them out. If you're kind of leery of changing over to them because you don't want to lose what you have currently, then you can definitely go to Customize Website and click that. If you go to Site Preset, you can view sample right here. So if you want to take a look at this one a little bit better without actually applying it to your site, you can actually click on View Sample, open that up in that new tab, and give it a better look over if you're afraid of losing it. So that's what I would definitely recommend, is checking them out that way before you move over. Now again, you do not have to move over to these new presets. You can keep your old ones. But I would definitely make sure that you're taking a look at your website, not only on computers, but laptops, on some tablets and mobile phones, to make sure that everything is looking the same and you're able to read everything and all of that stuff. That's kind of why we did the preset refresh, is to make it better across all the platforms. And then Nancy, you said I had some wording on top of the gallery. Could I show this again? So I'm not exactly sure which wording it was, but I'm guessing it was probably a gallery caption. And let me show you what a gallery caption is and how you can use it and how you can write your gallery caption. So the first thing you have to do is you have to actually have a gallery caption in there to be shown. So if I go to a gallery really quick, and let's just go to this client's gallery right here, the Smith one. And if I go to gallery details, right here is going to show the caption. This is a really good use for captions. If you do coupons and specials and things like that, you can put that information in a gallery caption and it will show in that gallery. So it's a really good use for captions. So again, what I did was I just clicked on the gallery, and then I went over under the toolbox here, clicked on gallery details, and there's the caption field right there. So that's step one, is you have to have information in the gallery caption field. Now after that, the caption has to be set to show. So if I hover over preview right here and click customize, it's going to take this gallery and load it into customize view. So I'm going to customize this gallery and just make sure that the caption is set to show. Now because that was a gallery caption, it's only going to show on the thumbnails page, because the thumbnails page is basically the gallery, whereas if you click on an image, that gallery caption is not going to show, because now we're looking at a page that's dedicated to the image and not to the gallery. You can have image captions if you want image captions to show. They can show down here, but the one that you were mentioning was that gallery caption that was showing up here at the top of this gallery right here. So let me zoom in so you can see this. Right there, that's the gallery caption. Now if I zoom back out, I'll show you how you can make sure that that gallery caption is set to show. In your galleries, if you go to Options, go to Page Elements, the third box down right here has a setting called Caption, and you can set that to show, and that's how you get those gallery captions to show. You can also align them to be in the center, so that they line up in the center, or you can hide them if you want. And then you just click Apply. Whatever changes that you made will apply on that gallery page there. And then if you want to make this the default, so if you want all your gallery captions to show up, you just come up here, click that Save as Default button, apply that, and then make sure that you publish your changes so that those gallery captions show up on the actual website. So if I publish that change right there, now you can see right here is that gallery caption showing. So anyway, Nancy, I hope that answers your questions. If I need to elaborate any more on that or go back and show anything else, if you have any other questions, definitely please feel free to let me know. Throw those in the chat and I'll be glad to answer those for you. All right, let me get back to my dashboard. So what I'm going to do from here is click Welcome. If you guys are ever here and you're trying to get back to your dashboard, all you have to do is click that Welcome button up there. Okay, so an email question. My next email question here says, how can I apply a custom background image to my site? I've seen it done on other people's sites, but I cannot figure this out. All right, guys. Well, the custom background thing is basically done through Theme Designer, and I'll show you how to do that. We do have a really awesome help article on that. Let me get this link for you guys really quick. I'm going to throw that link here in the chat for you guys. There's the article on that custom background image, and let me show you how to do this. So what we're going to do is let's go to let's just go to Customize Website here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the client access page right here. And let's say for whatever reason we want to give this client access page a custom background image so that it's not all just plain white. Well, what we need to do is we need to edit the theme of this page. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to open that theme in a new tab right there. So we've got that in another tab, and we can do the switching back and forth. And then I'm going to go to Theme, Edit Theme right here. This is going to load up Theme Designer, and then what we're going to do is we are going to add a custom background image to this page. Now, again, what we're going to do is we're not going to save over the default theme because I don't want to mess up that default theme because it's a really nice, clean theme. I just basically want to create a custom theme. The other thing about doing that is this will allow you to have a theme only on particular pages. So if you only want a certain page to look this way, you don't want all of your pages to look that way, you can create a custom theme just for that page and then apply it. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the background image. So if I go down here, right here, and I click on the background, you can see over here on the left it says background, and then right here it says image, and right now it says none. If I click on that, it gives me an option, and there's actually some preset background images you can use here. Or if you have your own that you want to use, you can upload it right here. For this example, though, I'm just going to use one of the preset ones. So let's see. Let's take this one right here and hit OK. And now you can see right there it's showing that custom background image. You can tile it in both directions if you want. You can have it set to scroll with the page, or you can have it fixed where it looks like the page is kind of scrolling over the custom image. So what I'm going to do really quick is just hit Save As. I'm going to call this Custom BG Image. Save it. Go back to the other tab over here. Refresh it one time. Then go up to Themes right here. And now we should be seeing that theme that I just created somewhere down in here. and this mess of custom themes that I have created that I really need to clean out. So there it is right there, custom background image right here. I'm going to click apply, and then now you should see that background image on this page right here. And there you go, it's on the page. Now this is the page mat. If you don't want that page mat there, you can turn it off, or you can change the color, you can make it more transparent, whatever you want to do. You can just click back on theme designer. Here's the page mat right here, and we can just simply come down here and we can say don't show the page mat. I can't click on it. Why can't I click on it? There we go. Don't show the page mat. We just turn that off right there. And then since we already created the custom theme, we're just going to hit save. That's going to save that there. And then we're going to swap back over to this, refresh it, and now this white page mat right here should go away. So there we go. That page mat went away, and it's just that custom image there. All right. Let me get back to my dashboard here really quick. All right, before I forget, guys, there should be a poll for you guys to take. If you've tried out any of the presets, especially the new ones, and you have a favorite, if you click somewhere up in the, should be up in the top. Well, let me get this out of the way. So it should be up here in the top right corner somewhere, the video. If you click up there, there should be a little eye icon, and you can choose what your favorite preset is. So if I could get you guys to vote on your favorite preset, I would really appreciate it. It helps us kind of understand the designs and the functionality that people are looking for and that people like. So if everybody, including you guys that are watching the recorded version of this, could make sure to take that poll and vote for your favorite preset, we would really appreciate it. All right, let me jump over here and take another email question. If you guys have more questions in the chat, definitely please get those in. We've got about, what, 15, 20 more minutes left, so make sure you get your questions in so I can get those answered for you. And right now I'm just going to jump over and grab another email question really quick. All right, so my next question is, I'm hoping to sell self-fulfilled products, but I keep getting orders that say I must collect payment from the customer after the order is placed. Does Zenfolio not collect these funds? How can I collect funds from them before they place an order? All right, so if you guys aren't familiar with the self-fulfilled feature, let me get some water. All right, so if you guys aren't familiar with the self-fulfilled feature, what this does is it lets you sell anything you want on Zenfolio, and you don't have to go through our integrated vendors. Let's say maybe there is a local print lab that you really like to use. You've already established a good relationship with them, and you want to keep using them. Maybe you do all the printing yourself, and you want to be able to sell that through Zenfolio. You can do this with self-fulfilled products. If you're not familiar with it, there's a really good tutorial on the YouTube channel. So if I could get Cheryl to throw that link out in the chat, that way you guys have it and you can check it out. It's a really cool feature. Now, the one thing you have to keep in mind is you have to set up how you want to collect payments. So for these self-fulfilled products, Zenfolio does not collect them for you. You've got to actually set this up in your account. By default, it's set up for you to collect payments from your clients on your own outside of Zenfolio. But what you can do is if you go to settings right here and you click on selling, then if you go down here to collecting payments, there's these three options right here. Now, depending on the account level that you have, you may only have two options. If you've got a premium or a pro account, you're only going to get these first two options right here. The none, I will collect payments for my orders from my clients when my orders are placed. What that means is that your clients can actually come on your website, order self-fulfilled products and prints from you, and then they don't actually pay when they place that order. They get a notice that says you'll be contacting them to collect the payment, and then collecting the payment is left up to you however you want to do that. If you want to do it through a Square invoice or something like that, the option is completely up to you. Now, the other option that you'll have if you're a premium or a pro account holder is you can use PayPal. And you click on PayPal right here, and then you just enter your PayPal email address. And when you do that, your clients are actually going to be rerouted to PayPal to complete the payment portion of their order. and then those payments will be deposited into PayPal for you. If you have a pro or a premium business, I'm not sorry, not a pro. If you have an advanced or a premium business account, you're going to get this third option here, which allows you to collect payments via a merchant account. So you can use something like authorize.net or PayPal Payments Pro. And the way that works is once you put that information here, whenever somebody places an order for self-fulfilled products, they're actually not rerouted from your site to another service. The checkout process is actually integrated, and it's processed through either PayPal Payments Pro or authorize.net. So that is the way that you do that there. Again, the 3 payment options, this one you will collect the payments directly from your clients. This one is going to be through PayPal, and then this one is going to be a merchant account. So if you are selling self-fulfilled products, definitely make sure that you go through this step first. And in fact, I believe that I recommend that on the tutorial, the video tutorial. So again, this is under settings, selling, and then collecting payments right here. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick and say hi to some people in chat. So Home Phone says aloha, aloha Home Phone. Always throwing the aloha out there. Nancy says, yes, it did. Thank you. Awesome, Nancy. I'm glad that helped. Cheryl says, I like the Winston preset. I'm a big fan of the Winston preset too. I think it's a really, really well-designed preset, and I'm glad that we have that out there. Let's see. DJ Toman says, I'm finding your services and tutorials immensely helpful. Really happy to have set up my site with Zenfolio. P.S. I'm your evil neighbor. Oh, I like that. Yeah, glad to hear that. Glad you're hanging out with us, and glad you're enjoying Zenfolio, and I'm glad that the tutorials are helpful for you as well. Speaking of tutorials, while I'm kind of pausing here, those of you guys that are watching the recorded version of this, or those of you guys who are watching the live version right now, in the description of the video below, there should be 2 different links that you guys can use. One of them is going to be a video tutorial request link. So that is the link that if you want to request a video tutorial for a specific feature, maybe you haven't seen a tutorial for that yet, you can definitely use that link. Put in a request for a video tutorial to be made on that feature, and then I will definitely take a look at it and give it some real consideration and try to get those tutorials for you. The other one is for those of you guys who are watching the recorded version of this, and what it will do is it will let you submit a question that then I will answer next week. So it's where I get all my questions, my email questions and things like that. So those of you guys that are watching the recorded version of this and you're not able to attend the live version, make sure you hit that link up and send your questions in so I can get them answered for you next week. All right, and the last thing too, really quick, kind of on a side note, is there's a new help guide article out there. I'm going to throw this out in the chat. This is actually a new video tutorial directory link. So this is going to be updated each week with new video tutorials. Whatever video that we publish is going to be put on that link. It's a really great place to find all the consolidated video tutorials that we have there. So if you're looking for a specific feature and you're trying to figure out how to use it, you can go there, and there should be a video tutorial to show you how to do it and walk you through it. So definitely check out that link, bookmark it. It's definitely going to be helpful. And I said I'm going to update it each week. Which, speaking of that, you guys might have noticed we changed the video tutorial publish date from Friday to Wednesday. So now all the new videos are going to be coming out on Wednesday. And I've got one in the works for you guys for next week. A really cool video. It's going to be about creating a price list that's aspect ratio conscious, making sure that you guys are creating price lists with your aspect ratio in mind so that you don't run into any cropping issues and things like that. All right, now with all the housekeeping and stuff done, let's go back and answer some more questions. If you guys got some questions out there in the chat, definitely get those in. We probably got about 7 or 8 more minutes, and I will do my best to get them answered for you today. What I'm going to do really quick is just jump over and grab another email question. So the next email question here says, I really need help with the design of my site. Where should I start? So that's a very fitting question for today. And actually, let me copy a link here. So site presets, you know, the presets that I just showed you today are really great places to start with the redesign of your website. You know, they give you a great place to start, and then you can fine tune. But if you're really just struggling to get things looking the way that you want, there's actually a service where a Zenfolio expert will work with you and help you and kind of teach you how to make some changes and help you redesign your site. So there's actually a link for that. Let me throw that out there in the chat for you guys right there. That's a link right there that you can use to kind of get in touch with somebody about possibly getting your site redesigned and working with them and them helping you get your site redesigned. All right, DJ says, one that comes to mind is the thumbnails tutorial. That was a really, that was a really great tutorial. That one there, I can't tell you how many times I answered email questions about that, and I was like, it's really we really needed a video tutorial on how to create those custom thumbnails for I'm assuming you're talking about the custom thumbnails for groups and galleries and things like that. So definitely that's an awesome tutorial there as well. Okay, let's see. Let me grab another email question. So this one says, I have some suggestions for features. How do I share them with you? Well, we are always looking for ways that we can improve the service for you guys. Hopefully the new shopping experience kind of shows you guys that. The new shopping experience was something that we developed and rolled out based on lots of requests from users and photographers and trying to fall in line with best industry practices. And we are constantly looking for ways that we can improve Zenfolio and make it better for you guys. If you have some feature suggestions that you want to share, there is a hold on, I'm trying to do too many things at once. There is a forum that you can go and post those feature ideas and stuff to, and I'm going to throw that link out in the chat right here. So there's that link right there. That's where you can go and you can submit your feature ideas. And it's really cool because you can actually let other people vote on your ideas. So if you got a feature you think's great, if you know some other Zenfolio users, definitely let them know, send them the link to it, let them vote on it, and maybe we can get those implemented. All right, is it possible to transfer all of my photos from another service to yours? So there's a service that you can use that will let you transfer your photos from some of the other popular services that we offer. Not services that we offer, I'm sorry. There is a service that you can use that will let you transfer your photos from some of the other popular photo hosting services. And it's actually in your account. So if you go to your account right here, you go down to the bottom right here and you click on Toolkit. And I'm just going to open that in a new tab. If you go there and you go to, I think it's a section called Photo Transfer Tools. If you go right here, you can go here and you can find Upload Junction. So right here is Upload Junction. And this is actually a website. This is a third party. And what you can do is if you visit the website right here, they will actually let you transfer photos from Flickr to Zenfolio, from SmugMug to Zenfolio, from Pbase, from PhotoShelter, and PhotoBox, all to Zenfolio. Or if you have two Zenfolio accounts and you want to transfer some images from one to another, you can transfer images between Zenfolio accounts as well with Upload Junction. So that is a service right there. Again, that's if you go down to your footer down here, click on Toolkit, that's going to take you to this page right here, which is, let me go back to it. It's going to take you to this page right here, which is the Toolkit and Benefits pages. And if you click on the Photo Transfer Tools right here, that's going to take you to where you can get that Upload Junction website right there. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here really quick. All right, let me see. Let me find another email question here really quick. All right, this question says, what are the basic, unlimited, premium, and premium business plans? So if you go into your account right here, if you go to settings and account right here, it's actually going to tell you the type of account that you have. So it'll say account level right here. And as you can see, this one says special because it's a demo account and I use it for all kinds of different things. But there are some older accounts that are still active, and this is where you can figure out what type of account that you have. So if you go to settings, account information, and your account level says something like unlimited, basic, premium, premium business, anything like that, those are actually old legacy accounts. Now you can keep those accounts as long as you want. If you do change your plan, those legacy accounts will become unavailable to you. But as long as you just let the auto renewal processor go through, you can keep that legacy account plan for as long as you want. Now you won't see those accounts on the account pages or the plan pages because those are, like I said, legacy plans and they're not offered anymore. And that's why you won't be able to find any information out about them, like on the plans page and things like that. So basically, the unlimited plan and the basic plan are pretty much almost like the starter plan with some small differences. The premium plan is going to be more like the pro plan, and then the premium business plan is going to be more like the advanced plan. If you're trying to figure out what kind of account equivalent you have to the newer plans that we offer today, that's how it's going to be there. All right, let me get back to my dashboard. And let me see here. All right, then this next question I've got says, does my site come with a domain name? How do I get Zenfolio out of my domain? So Zenfolio is not a custom or not a domain registrar. So we don't actually host domains or sell custom domains, things like www.cherylphotography.com or things like that. We don't actually sell those or host those. So if you want to get a custom domain for your website, the first thing that you'll need to do is purchase it from a domain registrar. Personally, I use GoDaddy, but there are many different services that you can use. Like I said, personally, I use GoDaddy. I am really happy with their service, and it's easy to set up, in my opinion. That's who I purchased my domain through. But again, there are many different services. You're more than welcome to use whoever you want. Basically, what you need to do is after you have purchased a domain name from a domain registrar, you need to also make sure that you have domain name hosting with them as well. Because you're going to leave your domain name parked at that registrar. You're just going to change some settings so that it points to your Zenfolio account. And when you do that, it's going to actually remove zenfolio.com from your website's URL. So if you go to settings right here and you go to website, you can go to custom domain right here. And if you click this instructions button right here, here's actually all of the instructions right here on how to get that custom domain name pointed over to your Zenfolio site. A couple of things that happen quite oftenly that cause issues in this process. One of them is that if you are setting up a CNAME, you don't want to change this custom.zenfolio.com. So it's going to be, your CNAME is going to be whatever you want it to be, like www or photos or whatever, but you want to make sure that that CNAME is pointing to custom.zenfolio.com, so you don't change that. The other thing to keep in mind is that whenever you make these changes with your domain registrar, that those changes can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. So if you go through and you set it up and you go and you check your website immediately and it's not working, chances are it's just going to take a little bit of time to take into effect. Now, if it's been 24 hours and you're still not seeing a change, definitely reach out to us at Zenfolio Customer Support, and we are more than happy to take a look at it and see if there's anything that we can help you with. You can get in contact with us by going to zenfolio.com/contact, and then you can just, the thing you want to do is make sure that you tell us, send us some screenshots of your settings and the way that you have them set up. Let us know about how long you changed those settings, and then we will take a look and see if there's something going on. All right, let's see. I might have time for one more question here. Let me see if I've got a question over here I can squeeze in. Okay, I have downloading set up in my photos section of my dashboard on a particular gallery, but when I go to the quick shop page, it will not appear. Why is that? So if you've got downloading set up and allowed in a gallery through gallery access, so let's say that you've got If you go here to gallery access right here, and you set that downloading to allowed, so let me just go here, go to downloading, and we'll allow downloading right there. Save it. And then what we're going to do is just go to customize view, because what you need to do is you still need to set the download button to show in QuickShop. So I'm going to go there really quick. Up in the top, we're going to go top left, we're going to go gallery QuickShop. And then from there, we're just going to go to the options, the QuickShop options, and we're just going to make sure that this download button is set to show. So if I go to options, uncheck use default, go to QuickShop, and we're going to set this download button here to show, and click apply. Now you guys saw that it was showing there. That's because I'm logged in as the photographer and it's showing there. But now the client should see the download button as well. When they click here, they should be able to download the photos as well. So you just have to make sure that that is actually set to show for that download button to be there. All right, guys, unfortunately, we are out of time. Thank you to everybody who come and hung out with us. Thanks for all the great questions. We do this every week, so make sure that you guys come back and hang out with us next week. Same time, same place. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.